Today, I'm going to be making pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. This is from the Woodland Creek recipe book. This is specifically the pumpkin spice recipes, and this was sent to us from Georgianne. So thank you very much to Georgianne. This is actually made by Publishers Clearinghouse. This cookbook, this Woodland Creek cookbook. So we're going to go over the ingredients first. You need 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of canned pumpkin, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 3/4 cup of milk, 2 eggs, 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. This is the only place where I am varying from their recipe. Instead of using semi-sweet chocolate chips, I'm using milk chocolate chips just because we like milk chocolate. So milk chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. You want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees and you want to line 18 cupcake or muffin cups with paper baking cups. And if you don't have paper baking cups, then you can just spray the pan with nonstick spray. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your flour and you want to combine your baking powder and your pumpkin pie spice and salt, and just make sure that those things are mixed well combined in your bowl. And then we're going to be setting this, just set it to the side. So this next part, I am using the mixer, but I do think you could do it by hand. You're going to combine your can of pumpkin, your brown sugar, butter, milk, and eggs. We're going to add our pumpkin mixture to our flour, and I can tell you right now, you definitely could have done this by hand, but we had the mixer, so I went ahead and used that. We're also going to add our chocolate chips and our walnuts. Going to spoon the mixture evenly into our muffin tins until it's about 2/3 full. I am using this a 1/4 cup because this is so thick. So Georgianne actually sent us this handy dandy pouring cup with a spout on it, but you can see this is so incredibly thick that it would not have poured the batter. I mean, this isn't your ordinary thin batter, so it would not have poured from that cup. So now we're going to bake these at our 400 degrees. We're going to bake them for 15 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the centers comes out clean. And then we're going to cool them on a wire rack for 10 minutes. So this is how the muffins look. I'll let them cook the entire time. And so now I'm just going to let them cool off. Okay, Kevin is here to try the muffins.
They look good.
They do. Now
they look like cookies.
I did not spray my cups, my little papers, because it didn't tell me to.
It's coming up
and
pretty easy.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Doesn't that look like a chocolate chip cookie on the top?
It does. It looks really good. But you can see the color of that pumpkin because you use a whole cup of. Ooh, my goodness! Look at that. That looks wonderful. Now the recipe called for semi-sweet chocolate. I used milk chocolate. Tell me what you think.
I'm surprised that you used the milk chocolate because it tastes like a darker chocolate chip.
I think it's really good. I love the walnuts. I wish there were more. You only put half a cup of walnuts. Honestly, I think you could put 3/4 cup or even an entire cup of walnuts, just depending on how much you want. I really love walnuts in baked goods. So for me, more is better.
Yeah, I like the walnuts too. I would not want to use semi-sweet chocolate chips because I think the spices in there give it just a touch of bitterness anyway. If you added the dark chocolate chips, it would be even more bitter. And these aren't super sweet at all. They're not like a banana bread sweet.
No, but they do. You said bread. This is it does have a bread-like texture.
Yeah.
And I do think if you didn't want to do in muffins, I love that you said bread, because you could put this in a loaf pan and that would make an incredible loaf. A pumpkin chocolate chip walnut loaf, that would be delicious. But I would use more walnuts. I think it's a very good recipe though. The pumpkin pie spice, it's almost like it's not even there though, because for me it's a very, very subtle pumpkin pie spice.
I think I get more of the bitterness from the spice than just the spice.
Right. I do like it. I'm looking for more walnuts though. I do wish.
My problem is it's not very sweet.
Right.
Which it's a typical muffins aren't generally overly sweet anyway.
They're not.
So I'm thinking of like pumpkin bread, and it's not that. It's more of a muffin, So it's lacking sweetness for me, but it's still really good. I do like the flavor. Don't really get pumpkin, but I do get a little bit of pumpkin spice. It's mostly just the walnuts and the chocolate.
Right, but if you wanted to add a little butter to the top, of course, butter is going to be really, really good. The only thing that I will add when I make my notes for this recipe is I'm going to put milk chocolate. I would do that again, and I'm going to put, I'm going to change that half a cup. I'm going to change it to 3/4 cup of walnuts, because next time I would make this again, but I would definitely use more walnuts.
And don't want to put too many because it'll start crumbling.
Right, but I think 3/4, it's just going to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.